Okay, guys, I was looking at my videos and I noticed that I mentioned one time, I don't know, about 2 years ago, I think it was, that I was going to do a meat packing video on the Mystery Ranch Sellway 60, and I never did. So I said, well, it's a rainy day, can't do anything out there. And I said, let me see if I can do a quick video. So I already weigh myself, and I weigh the pack with the things that I usually would have, the 2 knives, some snacks, there's a little bit of liquid in the bladder, the plastic bags, and now I got all this meat out here from the freezer. It's not a lot because I've been using and I gave away some of the meat also. So let me see if I can do something to demonstrate more or less. I don't have any quarters, but I got these big pieces here that I can put on here and simulate a okay, this is a rib cage. Let me put this on the bottom because I have never done a load on this bag, this backpack. It's got some stuff here also on the top. That's why it's a little bit top heavy. And what I was saying in the other video was that the idea of packing the meat to the truck is to do 2 trips and cut the deer in half down the length. So I don't know if this is going to work out because okay, that's there. Usually what you do is you slip it back and you slide it down, but this is the first time I've messed with the shelf. So let's see if I can hook it. Well, I can see it's going to be a problem there. So that'll hold some of it in there. And then I don't know if you can see what I'm doing on this side, obviously. You click around it to, keep everything tucked in. And most of the meat is going to go inside the bag. Now inside the bag I got plastic bags that I don't want to get it all wet and anything. So I have a couple of pork loins not loins, I got pork shoulders, 8 pounds a piece, so that's 16 pounds. I weighed, well, I got the scale here. I'm going to load it up and then go from there. I know that what I have here is not nearly as what a deer would have, but just to have an idea of the capacity. Let's see, I got a small bag here. I'm going to put the 2 pork shoulders that I got to cook them. I thought I had another bag that I have a smaller one. Okay, well, I'll have to do it with the big one. I'm going to shove it in there. And then the other one. And I got a bunch of these They're 1 pound each. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove it in here, close up the bag, and so it'll help me keep it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to close this because those shoulders are pretty wide. All right, let me move one up. Okay. Now you see why I say that when you go hunting, you need to have a hunting partner with you, because doing it all by yourself is a little bit tiring. The bag is not really helping. The bag is for when you have the real McCoy, you don't want it to get all wet with blood. So bring one in, press it up to make enough room for the other one. This begins to be a pain in the butt. Come on, get in there. There we go. And then on the rest of it, just chuck it in there, whatever you can fit. Now I can see that this bag is not really going to help when it's time to do it. I have a smaller bag that I took. Okay, so put it in there. Let's see if this is going to work. What are these? Stew. And steaks. More steaks. Okay. Put another one in here. This is not the biggest. This is not the biggest bag for meat hauling. This is a medium size. I forget the square inch size, but there's another backpack from Mystery Rancher that it's bigger, holds a lot more, obviously. But I didn't want to buy a super big, because you know how it is. The bigger it is, the more stuff you put in and the more weight you're going to carry. Alright, I'm going to leave it at that for now. I know I won't be able to close this, but you can cinch it if bring it in here. I don't believe this, it won't reach now. Whew. All right, then you get the idea. I'm not an expert. I have never used this bag because I haven't caught a deer to use the bag. But let's say you do get a deer. And cinch it to this one here. All right, so I'll give you an idea more or less. It's not the most, I know I'm doing this wrong because it's not even attached to the corner. So it feels heavy as hell. So now let's put it on. It was two total, the bag on its own, it was 12 pounds, just the minimum. And the total with me and 218, 218. So let's see now if I can, I'm gonna be able to carry it. Well, I hope it doesn't fall apart. And basically, this is to know how comfortable the pack is. Whoa, boy. Okay, let's see. $252.5. It's 40. What is it? 43 pounds and a half. Wow, it feels heavy. It feels heavy. So now, if I do get a deer, I will have to figure that I can only load around 35 for my pack, because if I stuff it more, forget it. Going up and down those mountains is not going to be a cakewalk. And I am not in the best of shapes. So now I found out something, because this is the first time I try to do this. I thought I could carry more, but the weight is not distributed correctly. The heavy is supposed to be on top, the light on the bottom. The shoulder, the post shoulder, it's bigger than normal deer quarter. The quarters would fit slide. Well, these are thin. These are narrow. They could fit in there, be no problem. But the shoulders are giving me an issue with the weight, because it's too much weight on the bottom. It's supposed to be the heavy, a little heavier on top, so you can actually handle the weight. So let me start taking this off. This stuff. Yeah, those two pieces of pork shoulder, they're massive. See how thick, how heavy, and well, it's not really the weight, it's the shape of it is so wide. So let me put it back in the freezer. Because when you're gonna debone a deer, you're not gonna have that thing so wide and taking that much room like that, because it is taking the room. So maybe I should. Now another thing that's taking room from the bag is actually the pieces I put on the shelf. So let me get these to the bottom and put some of these balls here. They're the actual deer meat. You have a fresh kill, the meat's going to be pliable and not going to be stiff or anything. So you can really fill in the bag. There won't be no air gaps because the meat is frozen, and there's a lot of empty places that you could shove meat. But if it's a big ball of frozen meat, it won't allow you to do that. So that's all the deer. Everything else, what is this? Okay, this is pork. Put it here on the side. This is fish. I don't know if I want to put that in there. Put it back in the freezer. Okay, here's another little piece of pork meat. So let's see if we can close this thing now. A little easier. Okay, so that cinched it a little bit better. Let me see. Okay, I know it's going to be a lot less, but 16 pounds less. But I put some extra stuff in there. So let's see. Let's check it out again. And of course, you're not going to have a nice, comfortable table. You put on your pack. Oh, big difference. Yep. Well, that's because it's lighter, that's for sure. 242. Little walk in here. Yeah, that's doable. So if I carry 46 to 40 and don't go over that, I'd be good. Still, the meat has to be see, most of the bulkiness is on the bottom. I don't know if you can tell. Most of the bulkiness is down at the bottom. It should be equally all the way to the top. So what you do is you move up the meat to a higher point, because this is pretty much empty. And if you have a small bag that you can reach in and kind of relocate the stuff, it makes it a lot easier. Okay, get the little ones on the bottom. Let's see now. Yeah, when they're stiff like that, it's kind of hard to distribute them. All right, so that's on the top now. And I didn't cinch this side. So that's one thing you want to do, is make sure your pack is tight. There's nothing loose and flimsy flopping around, because it'll move the weight around, and then it'll throw you off. You could even fall down from your weight shifting. I did this test with the, which one was it? The X2, but the X2, it wasn't that comfortable. A quarter on a deer, on a normal sized deer. I don't know if it's a huge muley from Montana, but a California deer, they're big ones here, but I would say 60 to 70% are on the mid-range size, so meaning that a quarter could weigh almost 20, could be 15 pounds, 17 pounds. So you can load 2 quarters on the X2. Depending on the deer. There's some deer that are huge. I saw a guy that killed one. That thing gutted. It must have weighed 180. Some massive 6-pointer, heavy growth on the antlers. It was a good sized deer, but and I seen small ones that basically you can just pick them up with one hand. They're not the heavy duty, you know. It just depends what you shoot. That's why that everybody concentrates on getting the biggest one, and I'm concentrating on getting the ones I can carry out the smallest one. Because why do I want to shoot an animal that is not going to be, oh, I forgot to put the pocket here, that is not going to, I'm not going to be able to haul it out. That for me, to me that's a crime to do that. All right, let's do it again. Let's get this one first. I always keep the left one tight, and this is the one that's a little bit open, so I can adjust it. And I'm going to try to get in shape for this season, this year. And then when I'm satisfied that I can't do it anymore physically, then I start selling my gear. I'll do some sort of a garage sale. and see how it goes. All right. Again, a big difference. A big difference. The weight is distributed properly. The it's not painful. Yeah, it's doable. So if and then you put the head on top, and then you have an additional. Let's see. A head is gonna weigh about 6 to 8 pounds, depending on the trophy. All right, guys. Well, that's it for that. Just wanted to show you. The pack is not exactly the biggest, but I don't know if you do want the biggest. I'm gonna let it go like that. The battery is dying. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.